Welcome everyone, this is On Just Restart. Do you guys remember that pic of Watermelon Mario back from last year? It was a whole new render that we don't really know what it was for. We thought maybe it could be teasing some sort of Sunshine content in Odyssey, or maybe even Super Mario Odyssey 2. That's what I thought made sense at the time. But considering the current circumstances, with the whole rumor of the Mario Remasters coming, could it be that that pic of Watermelon Mario is more related to that? Maybe. Now before we delve deeper into this topic, I first want to talk a little bit about our social media. Now I have a Twitter page. If you want to see my immediate response to the news, it's linked in the description below. Also, there is a Discord community, so if you want to engage deeper into discussion with others who follow the channel, that is also linked in the description below. Recently, we also started pushing our Patreon page. There we offer different perks and benefits for those who want to help support the channel a little bit more. Some of those benefits include being credited at the end of our videos, having access to the After the Cast series. Also, you could have your own featured topic during the podcast and get your own social media shouted out during that time. If any of that interests you, check it all out. It's linked in the description below. Moving forward though, I think you guys might find this week on the channel to be a little bit interesting, because you might find that the videos that come out this week might all be sort of focused on different potential remasters or remakes. But when it comes to these Mario remasters that are rumored, I don't think they're going to be running with the Odyssey engine and have completely new graphics. I just don't think that's super likely. That is not what I'm expecting, even though we have this weird image of Watermelon Mario, which does seem to suggest otherwise. I'll say that. It is a render of the Odyssey style, and we don't really know what it's from. It's this piece of concept art that's clearly new and officially from Nintendo, but we don't know what it's actually relating to. At the time when it came out, I assumed it was for Super Mario Odyssey 2. You see, Mario Odyssey 2 makes sense to me. It's not confirmed that it's coming, but if I had to bet, I would say that Mario Odyssey 2 is coming. Considering what happened with Super Mario Galaxy back on the Nintendo Wii and how successful it was, and what they were able to do with the gravity mechanics, and how they had so many leftover ideas, they went ahead and made Mario Galaxy 2. To me, that sounds a lot like what's going to be happening with Mario Odyssey. You see, Mario Odyssey had a lot of leftover concept art after Mario Odyssey. They had an incredible new engine. The game was very successful, and I feel like they are in a scenario where they would want to create Mario Odyssey 2 and follow up with that success. And actually, Nintendo's already done something similar on the Nintendo Switch already. Look at Breath of the Wild 2. New engine, an incredibly successful Zelda game, the most successful 3D Zelda game, and they had so many leftover ideas with the DLC. Even after some paid DLC, they went ahead and made a sequel, and that's going to be Breath of the Wild 2, or whatever it's going to be called, and that's coming out later on in the Switch's life cycle. And in case that's not convincing enough of a Mario Odyssey sequel, I want to point out that back in 2018, at the time, the president of Nintendo did say that they were going to focus on bringing DLC to their most popular titles, and their most popular titles at the time of the statement was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Super Mario Odyssey. And of all the games that were out on the Switch at the time from Nintendo, the big published Nintendo games, those are the only two that didn't get paid DLC, which I found to be very, very interesting. In my opinion, if you're not going to add DLC to something that would definitely make a lot of money from it, it's likely because you're saving those ideas for a sequel. There is a rumor of a Mario Kart coming really soon, and I feel like it only makes sense that they were probably setting up their ideas for a Mario Odyssey sequel. Considering that, in my opinion, it really does make a lot of sense for Super Mario Odyssey 2 to happen. And because of that, I feel like Nintendo wouldn't go ahead and remake these different Mario games with the Odyssey engine, because that would take too much away from the development of a Super Mario Odyssey sequel. I think what makes the most sense is what Nintendo usually does with their remasters. They tend to be very minimalist. They don't usually do too much. They do quality of life changes and maybe spruce up the graphics a little bit. They usually don't build the game from ground up. That is very rare. There are exceptions. Look at Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. That might be the most ambitious remaster or remake we've ever seen from Nintendo, but the point is, that's an anomaly. That's not the norm for Nintendo. But to play devil's advocate with myself, there have been other more ambitious trilogy remasters. For example, there's a Crash trilogy, the Spyro trilogy, BioShock The Collection. There are multiple remastered trilogies already. In fact, we also have the rumored Metroid Prime trilogy, and supposedly that's going to be in HD as well. So maybe it wouldn't be too crazy to expect Nintendo to do something similar for a compilation of Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy. But that's also with the assumption that Nintendo would actually even put these all three into a single collection. That's already a lot in my opinion, and while I do think Nintendo probably is going to compile them as one collection because it would be weird to release like 5 or 6 different Mario games over the course of 6 months, I don't think that they're going to create a trilogy collection and remake each one with the Odyssey engine when they should likely be also making Super Mario Odyssey 2. Regardless of what anyone thinks though, that image of Mario eating a watermelon exists. What is it for though? That's really the point of debate. What I think makes the most sense is that image of Mario is leftover concept art from Mario Odyssey. Maybe they're using it to tease some sort of sunshine content in an Odyssey 2 or something along those lines. That's what I'm really thinking, and that's pretty much it. But what I think is possible, not likely, is that this image of Watermelon Mario was meant to tease this remaster collection that is now rumored to be coming out this year for the 35th anniversary. Maybe it really is being rebuilt with the Odyssey engine, these different Mario games. Maybe. And if that's the case, I guess I could see it happening, but only if it's happening instead of Mario Odyssey 2. In other words, when Super Mario Odyssey came out at the end of 2017, instead of creating DLC or using the different ideas they had to make Mario Odyssey 2, they instead focused their efforts on starting to build up 3 different Mario games with the Odyssey engine for the sake of this 35th anniversary. That's the only way I could really see it happening. Maybe there's a middle ground here, maybe these games aren't being remade entirely with the Mario Odyssey engine, but also maybe they're not just taking these games, scaling them up to 1080p and adding some sort of quality of life changes. Maybe there's a happy middle ground here where they're adding some additional new assets from the Odyssey style, but overall it's still the core of these 3 different games, and that's pretty much it. Maybe, but really all I'm expecting is that these 3 different Mario games are getting remastered. They're going to be scaled at 1080p, 60 frames per second with some quality of life changes including fixing up the camera controls, and they're going to be together as a compilation. That's what I think, and I think this concept art of Watermelon Mario may have just been leftover concept art, or maybe it is teasing Super Mario Odyssey 2, which could come maybe next year in 2021. Maybe. But what do you guys think? What do you guys make of this Watermelon Mario image from last year and how it could potentially relate to these rumored remasters we're getting for the 35th anniversary? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways everyone, this is On Just Restart. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and I'll see you all really soon. Take care. Bye.